like my third attempt at doing an intro. Yeah, to be honest, I've been wary of starting a YouTube channel. In two minds about it, definitely. On the one hand, that's kind of what you need to do as an artist nowadays, just to make a name for yourself. That was the first reason for starting. Another one is just to have a visual log, or just a log somewhere of all the work that I've done, or everything that I do. I tend to, and I think many people with ADHD have this, you tend to kind of hyperfixate on the negative, or you expect the worst. And I think that really affects my memories. I think for most people it's like this, but it's especially the ADHD brain is just built like this. We look at worst case scenario. It's very hard to focus on the positive and the good that we've actually done. So I think that is one of the good things about social media, is to be able to go back and have some proof, visual proof, that this is actually what has happened in your life. So yes, I think that is actually the biggest factor, one of the biggest factors. Things that have made me weary of starting a YouTube channel is that I don't like the fakeness, I don't like the pretense. I don't want to add to the noise in the world, if that makes sense. There's enough. I think everyone can agree, it's exhausting. Enough people telling you what to do and how to do it, how to live your life. As I said, it's exhausting. So yes, I'm walking a tightrope, yeah. As I said, I am at the point where I kind of don't have a choice. I need to do it. So yes, the eternal struggle. Anyway, before this becomes a therapy session, I love reading. I read the letters of Vincent van Gogh long ago. When was it? I think 2022 or something. So where are we now? 2026? Yes, 4 years ago, give or take. It's difficult. I had an interesting question the other day. Someone asked me who's my favorite artist, and then they immediately said they know it's an impossible question, because I mean every artist is different. But I would say someone who has really gained my empathy, I would say. And I mean, I broke down in the Van Gogh Museum. I had a full-on ugly cry in front of the guide that was telling us his whole life story. It was a bit embarrassing. But I mean, just the heart of this man. And I think, you know, we're lucky to have his letters that he wrote to his brother. So, I mean, I'm sure there are so many more people. Oh, well, I don't know, but I haven't met anyone else who thinks like this, or at least expresses their thoughts like this. So, yes, on that note, I would just like to read a few things out of here. I am writing somewhat at random, writing whatever flows from my pen. I should be very happy if you could see in me something more than a kind of never-do-well. For there is a great difference between one never-do-well and another never-do-well. There is someone who is a never-do-well out of laziness and lack of character, owing to the baseness of his nature. If you like, you may take me for one of those. Then there is the kind of never-do-well, the never-do-well despite himself, who is inwardly consumed by a great longing for action, who does nothing because his hands are tied, because he is, so to speak, imprisoned somewhere, because he lacks what he needs to be productive, because disastrous circumstances have brought him forcibly to this end. Such a one does not always know what he can do, but he nevertheless instinctively feels, I am good for something. My existence is not without reason. I know that I could be a quite different person. How can I be of use? How can I be of service? There is something inside me, but what can it be? He is quite another ne'er-do-well. If you like, you may take me for one of those. And then he has a very nice analogy here. A caged bird in spring knows perfectly well that there is some way in which he should be able to serve. He is well aware that there is something to be done, but he is unable to do it. What is it? He cannot quite remember, but then he gets a vague inkling and he says to himself, the others are building their nests and hatching their young and bringing them up. And then he bangs his head against the bars of the cage. But the cage does not give way, and the bird is maddened by pain. What a ne'er-do-well, says another bird passing by. What an idler. Yet the prisoner lives and does not die. There are no outward signs of what is going on inside him. He is doing well. He is quite cheerful in the sunshine. But then the season of the great migration arrives, an attack of melancholy. He has everything he needs, say the children who tend him in his cage. But he looks out at the heavy, thundery sky, and in his heart of hearts, he rebels against his fate. I am caged, and you say I need nothing, you idiots. I have everything I need indeed. Oh, please give me the freedom to be a bird like the other birds. There are so many quotes in here, I can't, So here's a little bit more inspiration for you. If we study Japanese art, we discover a man who is undeniably wise, philosophical, and intelligent, who spends his time doing what? Studying the distance from the Earth to the Moon? No. Studying the politics of Bismarck? No. He studies a single blade of grass. But this blade of grass leads him to draw all the plants, then the seasons, the grand spectacle of landscapes, finally animals, then the human figure. That is how he spends his life, and life is too short to do everything. So come, isn't what we are taught by these simple Japanese who live in nature as if they themselves were flowers, almost a true religion? And one cannot study Japanese art, it seems to me, without becoming merrier and happier, and we should turn back to nature in spite of our education and our work in a conventional world. So yeah, let's see. Let's try some painting. I think that's enough philosophy for the day. as you saw in the previous clip, I got some inspiration from nature and also inspiration from one of the masters, Van Gogh. And yeah, London has been surprising in that aspect. Nature, there's just as much nature here as in South Africa, the country that we came from. It's obviously just a bit different, but it's really enjoyed immersing myself in it and being able to walk around and explore different areas here. This painting that I decided to do here is actually just referenced from a photograph that I took on the sidewalk as I was walking to gym or from gym the one day. There I am prepping myself for the painting. It never gets less stressful to start. Yes, so I hope you enjoy the process. just got my first package from moo.com. I'm trying them out, seeing what their quality is like. I just got some postcards and stickers. It'll be quite cool to see my design. There's probably an easier way to do this. Yep. Let's see. Ooh, these are cool. Yes, I just sniffed it. I'm a paper sniffer. So these are my little dragonflies. You can see, let me get a clean print of that. It's from these sketches that I did, ink sketches. They are quite detailed, which I love. I love contrast, creating contrast. I need to actually get back into inking. And I thought it would be cute to have a little dragonfly that you can stick into your diary or onto anything, water bottle, your sketchbooks, your laptops, whatever. And it's clean. I think that's what I like about the design. It's super detailed, but at the same time minimalist. So yes, that's the first sticker. Quite happy with those. And the next one is another bag. Cool. It's my moth sticker. So they came out quite grey, but I actually like that. I think it gives some interest. So there is the moth. They're a bit shiny. I think I'd like to try a matte texture at some stage, or a grainy texture. These are quite cute. They're tiny, little. Right, let's see how my postcards came out. Yeah, so I've only ordered a few to start with. It's quite cute packaging. Well, that's a mistake. Right, anyway. Yes, there it is. My frog. Little froggy, bright green. Oof, I just love these colors. And some lines for you to write. My name super light there at the bottom. My first ever postcard. It's quite cool. And I like, it's a matte texture, so it's not shiny. You can see the picture from all angles. So I also did a bunch of frogs. I'll show you in a sketchbook. And that's just one of the ones I picked. Just get to the right page. So it's obviously this guy that I picked. I'm thinking this one would also make a cute design somewhere. Honestly, I like them all together. And the background is kind of my favorite part. This color came out really nicely. And the texture of the paper showing through is really nice. So yes, I'm quite happy with how the texture shows up on the postcard as well. I'm still sorting out my website, and then hopefully it will be easy to order these. I'm not sure what shipping costs would be if you're international. I still need to look into that. I just shipped an original painting to someone, and there's a lot of hidden costs there, so I need to figure out all the details. But I think for postcards and small packages, it won't be as ridiculous. That was really expensive. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that, except for this one. I can just hang this one up in my room. Cool. See you guys later. Thought I'd quickly show you. Gonna just stick this sticker. Oh, super cute. Tiny little detail. And let's put it there. There you go. Oh, that is adorable. Cute. Alright, we've made it to the end, my friends. I realized as I was editing this video that I didn't actually properly introduce myself. I'm Susan. Hi. Uh, yes, you'll get to know me the more I post videos. I hope you enjoyed that. It's definitely a learning process, getting used to filming yourself and talking to the camera like you're talking to a human being, which I feel I'm getting better at, bit by bit, day by day. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and please follow my channel, like, comment if you've got any opinions about anything that I babbled on about. Share. I'll keep you updated about my shop, or my online shop, if I get my website sorted out. So hopefully I'll get my story front to back next time and not introduce myself at the end of the video. We'll see how it goes. My Etsy shop is active. I put the link in my bio. I will try and remember to put it in the description of this video down below. Check it out. If you are interested in anything that I have created, I'll be expanding as I go. Yes, and follow the channel. Comment down below if anything sparked your interest. Hope you have a good one. Bye.